Hello students, in last lecture we have seen that there are three main natural resources that are air, water and land. In the last lecture we have started with the first natural resources, that is air. We have seen the composition of the air and proportion of various gases in the air. We have seen some uses of the gases in the air, right? Always remember, the living world on the earth is sustained due to the balance between various gases and other constituents of the air. Whatever living world is there on the earth, that is sustained, means that remain alive due to the balance between the various gases and other constituents of the air. So air is very much important for the living things, right? The atmosphere is a very important filter. It allows the light and heat of the sun to reach the earth, which is necessary for life. The heat and light of the sun reaches the earth due to the atmosphere, and that is very essential for the living things. But it prevents the harmful elements from reaching the earth. It is in the atmosphere that fog, clouds, snow and rain are produced. Whatever harmful rays of the sun are there, that are also means blocked, so that they cannot reach to the earth due to the atmosphere. And due to the atmosphere only, in the atmosphere only, the fog, clouds and snow and rain are produced, right? Okay, now here three pictures are there. What they are showing you: the first picture is of the chimneys of the factories, second is of the vehicles pollution, and third one is the smoke due to the fire. Okay, what is the similarity in the three pictures below? There is, all the three pictures are showing the air pollution, right? All the above pictures show large scale emission of smoke through different agencies. This smoke directly mixes with the atmosphere, disturbing the balance between the constituents of air. This is called the air pollution. Whenever smoke or other particles are released in the air and they are going to disturb the balance between the constituents of the air, that is called as air pollution. Means whatever proportion we have seen of the gases in the air, that should remain like that only. But if one gas is increased or one gas is decreased, then there is a air pollution, right? Harmful gases are given out through the combustion of fuels in the vehicles and in big industries, and also through the incomplete combustion of the fuels like wood and coal. As a result, air pollution is increasing day by day. When in the rural areas, people are using chulhas, and in that they are burning the wood or coal. That is also creating air pollution. Or whatever vehicles are used in the cities, in that the combustion of the fuels is there, that is also going to increase the air pollution. And industries are also responsible for increasing the air pollution, right? Harmful substances released in air through the combustion of fuels. Whatever fuels are burnt, and because of that the harmful substances are released, that are nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide and soot. Okay, now one important constant of the air, that is ozone layer. Because of that the earth is saved. See the heading: ozone layer protective shell. Ozone layer is the protective shell of the earth. Why? We will see. There is a layer of ozone, that is O3 gas, in the lower part of the stratosphere. We have in the last lecture we have seen what are the five layers of the atmosphere. From that, stratosphere is there, and of that stratosphere's lower part there is a ozone gas. Ozone gas is not directly useful for the survival of living things, yet it is very important for living things to have this layer of the ozone at a high altitude around the earth. Ozone gas is not directly related to the survival of the living things, because it is not used for breathing like oxygen. Oxygen is O2 and ozone is O3. But Why then the ozone layer is important? See, the ultraviolet rays coming from the sun are very harmful for the living things. The ozone gas absorbs these rays. As a result, life on the earth is protected. The UV rays, you must have heard that ultraviolet rays, or that is UV rays, that are coming from the sun are very harmful for the living things. But due to the ozone gas, these ultraviolet rays cannot reach to the earth. Ozone gas absorbs these rays, and that's why the life on the earth is protected. The ozone layer is destroyed if chemical gases like carbon tetrachloride or chlorofluorocarbons used in air conditioners and refrigerators mix with the air. We are using the refrigerators and air conditioners in our houses, right? ACs or a freeze, and from that chemical gases like carbon tetrachloride or chlorofluorocarbons are released in the air, and they are mixed in the air. That two gases are responsible for destroying the ozone layer. The 16th of September is celebrated as Ozone Protection Day all over the world to make everyone aware of the importance of the ozone. If you want to save the ozone layer, you have to decrease the use of ACs and the freeze, right? Do you know, in metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Pune, or Nagpur, boards are displayed at the places of heavy traffic to show the proportion of the various constituents of the air at that place. Due to these boards, we can see the amount of harmful elements in the air. The metropolitan cities are having boards at the heavy traffic areas. If you are going to these cities, you can see there the boards. They are showing the amount of harmful elements that are released in the air. Okay, use your brain power. What would have happened? What would have happened if there were no air on the earth? Can you tell? Just think about it and tell me the answer in the next lecture. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.